Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jen Nittoso coming to you live from Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, the world's busiest airport. You are here for day 6 of Atlanta streaming live from the airport with me and you, at least. Nice day out there. Hot, like normal June hot. Humid, but not, Louisiana humid. Not far from it, but... and we got a lot of action at the airport to look forward to. Not only is it Friday afternoon, we're heading into the weekend, but Monday is Juneteenth, so for many it is a holiday. So we might have even busier action than usual than we would on a Friday afternoon. We got our photog out there, getting us a tight shot of gate question mark. I'm not sure which gate it is. I am wearing my Duran Duran t-shirt because I went to see Duran Duran last night with Bastille and Nile Rodgers and Chic, which sounds like a weird mix on the surface, but actually Roger Niles and Chic were pretty awesome. He has written and produced songs for like people you wouldn't even necessarily put 2 and 2 together. All right, that's enough of my yapping. Let's take a look at the chat. See who we got here. Hello to Atlanta Airport Aviation. First in the chat today, Jolly Jumper 747, Kevin Kasim, Chris, how you doing? Darmok, how's it going? Richard Spreckley checking in from across the pond. LH Triple D. Our moderator is here to keep things friendly and inclusive. Croissants for everybody. Cool, cool. Zootopia fan 4952, I believe you are new to us. So, welcome to the show. Unless you've just been lurking in the last few days, in which case, no judgments. Lurkers allowed. Lurkers welcomed. Aviation Emily, checking in from Northern California. And if you are lurking in the chat and you're shy, that's okay. But we're friendly here. I don't bite. Hard. So introduce yourself. Tell me where you're from. Tell me you got plans for the weekend. What are you going to be doing? Anything interesting? If not, feel free to make it up. We are a little slow on the departures at the moment. We do have a couple planes out there getting ready to do their plane thing. It is 84 degrees right now at the airport. Winds are out of the northwest at 11 miles an hour. Some slightly drier air from the northwest has filtered into Metro Atlanta, and that has made for a very quiet radar. Hopefully, we're going to keep it that way. Looks like today and tomorrow will be quiet. I haven't had a chance to take a good look at the extended forecast today, but when I looked at it yesterday, things were looking unsettled as we get into next week, but, deal with that next week. Zootopia fan, currently live in New Hampshire, born in Ohio. Okay. Is it a nice day in New Hampshire? I hope it is. I see we got the camera headed out to the tree of arrivals. Trademark that, kids. Coming in from the tree of arrivals. From Pittsburgh, this is Delta 1331. Boeing 737. Scheduled for 3:30. Touching down at 3:03. And yes, it is 3:03 EDT here at Hartsfield. Wheels down on that flight from Pittsburgh. Hoping to be with you here till 6 p.m. EDT today. Jolly Jumper coming to us from... Jolly Jumper, are you coming from Germany? I think you are. Robert, hi. Checking in from Halifax. Thanks for coming back. I am guessing you are all good little students who liked and subscribed, because many of you were here even before 3 p.m. You do get extra credit for that, by the way. If you're new, make sure you like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment of Atlanta Flights Live. Diet Coke in my blue cup here today. I recorded snippets of lots of Duran Duran songs at the concert last night, so wherever appropriate, and frankly, wherever inappropriate, I'm going to find ways to sneak in a little Duran Duran today. Do I have any Duran Duran fans in the chat? If you're not, just lie to me and say that you are. Simon Le Bon, he's a hard-working man. He was singing his booty off last night. This is Southwest 1143 coming in from Baltimore. It's a Boeing 737. Touching down about 10 minutes early. I'm going to make a little adjustment on my microphone, so I'm going to mute this for a second so you guys don't hear terrible noises. All right, there we go. A little closer. Felt like I was too far from the microphone. This is Delta 1005 going to Detroit. It's a Boeing 737. Scheduled to arrive in Detroit at 4:53 Eastern. Wheels are up there. Shannon Pruitt. Virgin Flight 109 flew by your house in Claremont, Georgia. Oh, and they should be landing in a minute. Okay, we'll keep an eye out for that. I think Virgin Airlines are going to get Duran Duran today instead of the air horn. Who's this? Who we got here? That is Delta 2978 coming in on the south side of the airport, I believe. I believe. Or it could be Delta 346. No, I was right the first time. 2978 landing on the south side of the airport, coming in from Orlando in a Boeing 767. And here comes our Denver flight. Delta 346 from Denver, Airbus A321. Ah, Gregory Bloom, a fellow Duran Duran fan. Thankfully, I'm not alone here. Let me tell you, Gregory, they put on a good show last night. Good production value. Simon was belting it out. Guitars were jankly. Lights were lighting. Drums were drumming. It was good. Virgin 109 is on finals to the north side. Ooh, I think I see it. Here we go. All right, I'm just going to randomly pick a video. I have no idea what we're going to get. We get what we get. Oh, you can't see that. This is Virgin Flight 109 coming from Manchester on an Airbus A330. Wheels are down. touching down. Ooh, almost an hour early. Very nice shot. Shout out to our photog out at Hartsfield, making this all happen for us. I don't know LH if Duran Duran counts as jazz, but that might be more a function of the sound coming out of my phone. It's not optimum. Fortunately, you only have like 14 more songs to listen to. So we've got another flight from London coming in. Hopefully we are going to catch that in a second. This is my flight radar is lagging a little bit. I believe that's Delta 726 to Boston. Unless that's going off the southern runway. I'm not 100% sure. Yes, Boston. And I believe that was our Delta Flight 31 coming from London in a Boeing 767 with a Vince Dooley sticker. Dance into the fire. Back-to-back Duran Duran for back-to-back UK flights. I don't know if I'm going to get that lucky again for the rest of the time this afternoon. Delta 2377 going to Cleveland, Airbus A321. Scheduled for a 4:45 Eastern arrival in Cleveland. Let's see what the temperature is in Cleveland right now. Ooh, 66 degrees. Keeping it cool there. A little bit cooler than our 86 degrees at Hartsfield. 86 degrees at Hartsfield in mid-June is like no big whoop. Unless it's been, 73 for the past 2 or 3 days. Oh, I could not be this lucky, could I? Delta Flight 35 coming in from Edinburgh. I know it's not England, it's still the UK. I'm taking it. That was a 767. I got a little verklempt when they played Ordinary World last night. It takes me back to a very specific time in my misbegotten youth. Marion Harris is hungry. Snacks are encouraged here at Atlanta Flights Live. I like snacks. Tater 12, we are at the airport, very near the Renaissance Hotel, which is on the northern side of the airport, so we're facing out to the 2 northern runways. I am not at the airport, but I'm not far from it. I am in my studio, in my house, in Metro Atlanta. We are not on airport property, but we are very close. Delta 2571 headed to Memphis, Boeing 737. First heard them when I was stationed in Australia in the 80s. I was not stationed in Australia, but yep. Nimrod Greeny, welcome back. Glad you could join us for the Friday afternoon commuter chaos. We've had 3 international UK flights come in. Like the highlight of my day so far. chat is moving a little fast, so if I'm missing stuff, it's not intentional. Coming in. All right, this is going to get the traditional. This is Delta Flight 89. That's a Boeing 767. And that is coming from Paris. So barely got to play any funsies at all yesterday, so I guess I'm making up for it today. That flight to Paris, or from Paris, excuse me, coming in 10 minutes early. Taking off there. That is a Delta connection, flight 5110 headed to Evansville in a Mitsubishi CRJ 900LR. Brad Cooper says this is one of the best airports for seeing older planes like the 757, 767, B717. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, that's right. Sunday is Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to our dads in the chat. And I guess to the dads that are not in the chat, but clearly the dads in the chat are the best dads. I believe that is Delta 2542 heading for the southern runways coming from New Orleans. In the bend, Delta 526 headed for Salt Lake City, getting ready to go here. Airbus A321. Jolly Jumper, are you laughing at my air horn? I know it's ridiculous. I am a ridiculous person, and I get my yayas where I can. This is American Eagle, flight 5412, coming in from Charlotte on a what? What's that? A Mitsubishi CRJ 900LR. I need to get a song for my 900LRs. I don't know what. Suggestions welcome. This is Delta 526 going to Salt Lake City. Coming out of the bend, rolling on out. A321-211. This is a 3-year-old plane. LH is dabbing for my air horn. I will take it. Blue sky out there, like legitimate blue sky. First time in probably 3 days. Today, first time in 3 days. We've got 3 planes teeing up for departure. In the bend, That is Delta 1842 going to Kansas City. Boeing 757. 757 fans in the chat. Show me a, I don't know, a pink high five. This is Delta 1308 coming from Huntsville. This flight is delayed over an hour. That is a Delta 717. If you're just joining us and it's your first time, I'd love it if you'd introduce yourself. Tell me where you're from. What's your sign? I'm a Gemini. I wonder if that surprises anyone in the chat. Most people, after I know them for a little bit and I tell them I'm a Gemini, they're like, yeah, of course you are. This is our flight headed to Kansas City. Mike Allen, checking in from Fort Wayne. Hi, Mike Allen. Thanks for joining us. Touching down. Delta 709 from Bentonville. Boeing 717. Jolly Jumper sending me a, is that a no smoking sign? I mean, no arguments there. Making the turn. Delta Connection, Flight 4116, headed to Bloomington in a Mitsubishi CRJ 900LR. Well, 2 for 1. That was Delta 1301 from JFK flying by there, Boeing 737. We've got our eyes on our CRJ 900LR headed to Bloomington. LH Triple D, if you would like to be my agent and negotiate that for me, that would be great. Pleased to see so many of you joining us in the chat on this Friday afternoon. All right. Coming in through the tree of planes. Delta Flight 91 coming from Dusseldorf, Boeing 767. Flight is touching down about an hour late. It's okay, Dusseldorf. We won't hold it against you. It is a great song, Marion. Chris, I'm just seeing your message about another international on finals. Was that the Dusseldorf flight? Right here, Delta 2047 headed to Rochester. Airbus A320. Wheels. That was a premature wheels on my part. Wheels. Wheels. Wheels are up. Just refreshing my chat over here. Sometimes my chat falls in love with one message and it just keeps showing up at the bottom of the chat over and over again. Does that happen to you guys, or is it just me? In the distance there, that was Delta 1333 going to Sarasota and a 757. Coming in right now, Delta 2200 coming from Columbus. This flight is over an hour delayed. 757-32. There we go. That's better. Hello, Luke from New Zealand, also from the future, where it is tomorrow in New Zealand. How's the weather in New Zealand where you are? Is it nice? Is it cold? I mean, it's technically fall still, but almost winter, right? Is it mild where you're at, or does it get really cold? This is a Delta connection, 5525 going to Moline on a Mitsubishi CRJ900LR. Scheduled for a 4:16 Central arrival in Moline. We got two planes in the bend. I see another 20 people. Diet Coke time. 20 or so people have joined us in the chat. Hi, how are you? What you doing? Where you from? Where you going? You don't have to tell me the where you're going part. It is a CRJ 900LR rave up in here today. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Delta 131 coming from Munich. That was a 767 coming from Munich. Rolling out. Delta connection 3742 headed to South Bend in a Mitsubishi CRJ 900LR. Hello to Alex Shelton. WestJust 30. Thanks for coming in. Coming in through the sacred tree of planes. Delta 842 from Salt Lake City, Airbus A321. Touching down about 15 minutes ahead of time. Rainy showers here today. Cold at night, 16 to 17 degrees during the day, 4 to 5 degrees. Oop. 2 for 1. No extra charge. That's Delta 801, headed to Montreal, Airbus A319. I say the bend. Is the curve better? Oh, Sasquatch alert. Coming in on Qatar/Qatar. Shannon Pruitt, you're our Miss Cleo, telling us about stuff that's going to happen in the near future. Delta 370 coming from LaGuardia, Airbus A321. Emmanuel Burke checking in from South Germany. Got a strong German contingent in the chat today. Glad you could be with us. That A321 from LaGuardia touching down there. Wes, just to be clear, I am not shooting the camera. And our photog is doing their best to get as many flights and landings as possible, as there is only one of them out there. On approach, Delta 1771 coming in from Toronto, Airbus A320. Touching down a few minutes ahead of schedule. Doros of the Cypress variety returning to us. Hi. Hey. What's up? That is our Toronto flight there, touching down. Got quite a few planes creeping along for departure. Approaching the curve, Richard. This is United 652 to Houston. Let's see, what is the temperature in Houston? Oh, just a comfy 95 degrees right now in Houston. See what the dew point is in Houston right now, because dew point, very exciting. Delta 2473 coming from Midway, Chicago. Airbus A320. Quasi, what's up? Keeping an eye on our 777 coming in. That is our United flight to Houston. Oh my goodness, the dew point in Houston is 78 degrees. Holy moly. This is Delta 1703 coming in from Bentonville. That's a Boeing 717. They've got excessive heat warnings in effect in Houston right now. Oof. Heat index of 111. Yikes. Little 2-for-1 here. This is Delta 2415. Nope, it's not. This is Delta 1703 headed to Bentonville. Hello to First. Hi, welcome. We've already had a handful of international flights come in already. We are waiting on one right now. Oh, Nimrod, I will be at that concert as well. Is it easy getting in and out of State Farm? Okay, well, I'm going to give you a pro tip and a half right here. Don't drive to State Farm. Drive to a MARTA station that's like 3 out from State Farm and take the MARTA in. It is so much cheaper, easier, and less aggravating than trying to drive to State Farm, and the parking is insanely expensive. MARTA, it's smarter. That was 2543 coming in from Rochester, Airbus A320 there. Look at all those planes in the bullpen. Give it up for our moderator, keeping things friendly in the chat, which is very much appreciated. We are inclusive here. We like to talk about planes. We like to talk about airports and runways and the weather and other subjects that I deem notable, like seeing Duran Duran last night. Okay, who we got here? This is Delta Connection 4931 coming from Chattanooga in a Mitsubishi CRJ 701ER. Yeah, that's just not as fun to say. This is Delta Connection 4124. Connection chaos. Headed for Charleston on a Mitsubishi CRJ 900LR. 4:47 arrival expected in Charleston. EDT. Oh yeah, Quasi? You know I love the livery. I do not yet have it on my little piece of the radar, but I'm watching. Oh no! Oh, the humanity! This is Delta 976. Coming in from Baltimore, Boeing 757. 27 minutes ahead of time. Oh, is that it? I see it. I see it in the distance, on the radar, that is. The Qatar. Oh, though. Look at this. So busy looking for the Qatar, I almost missed Frontier 1698 with Spot the Jaguar livery. I think our photog is going to try and do us a solid here. Looking for that. Yep. Hey, look at that. Nice work in the field. There is Qatar Airways 25th anniversary retro livery, because that's a thing that exists, you guys. Coming from Doha, am I saying that right? On a Boeing 777. Good afternoon to you, Andrew. Doros, they were great last night. Simon was belting, absolutely like ripping those songs out. Still in the original key. It sounded like in a couple spots he was losing his voice, but I mean, that is a hard-working front man right there. And band sounds great. Production value was good. Roger Niles and Chic played before them, and they were really good as well. Roger, I'm losing my mind. Roger Niles is like 70, I think, and he was wailing on the guitar, jumping up and down. His singers were amazing. It was a good show. Oh. Coming in from the sacred tree of aviation. This is Delta 175 coming from Milan. It's a Boeing 767 coming in ahead of time. It has been international a-go-go here in the 3 o'clock hour at Hartsfield-Jackson, the world's busiest airport. Holy moly, you guys. There's like 43 planes getting ready to depart. So, starting here, Delta Airlines 1605 headed to Houston. Airbus A321, I hope those poor people know they are actually flying to the third ring of hell, where the heat index is 111. Oh, interesting. Is that a first? First for me, since we started doing the show. There is an Amazon plane, Prime Air, coming in from Cincinnati on a Boeing 767-323, parentheses ER, parentheses BDSF. That is a lot of letters and numbers, Prime. A lot. Thank you, Nile Rogers. I started like losing my mind and couldn't figure out what I was saying. Sorry, Marianne. This is Air Canada 1019 coming in from Toronto, Airbus A220. Touching down about 45 minutes late. Hello, Angelo, checking in from Italy. Happy to have you here. On the way out, Delta Connection 3908, headed to Fort Wayne. Mitsubishi CRJ 900 Hello. I see a banana in the mix. Ring, ring, ring. Let's see, we have 92 friends in the chat right now. If you are new, welcome. Very glad to have you here. Delta 4942 coming from Blountville, Tri-Cities. In a Mitsubishi CRJ 900 LR. Delta 659 headed to Vegas, Airbus A321. Abraham checking in from India. Hey, hi, hello. What time is it where you are? Aaron, Trains and Planes. What up? Aaron, which ones are you talking about? I missed perhaps the initial conversation where you have to bend over. This is Southern Airways Express. Taking the scenic route, it would appear. Cessna 208B Grand Caravan. I guess they're taking a lap. Maybe because the runways are hella busy right now. Delta 1084 headed for Lexington, Boeing 717. Ring, ring, ring. One moment, please. I have to get the phone.
Ring, banana phone.
This is Spirit 2703, headed to DFW, Airbus A320. Oh, the CRJ that I like. You gotta squeeze. Well, I have to tell you, at a towering 5.4, that is not a problem I run into. That was JetBlue 2814 coming in from LaGuardia, Airbus A320. Speedbird, yes. Atlanta live stream. We are a new show. We started last week. This is live stream number 6. I am so glad you found us. Thanks for joining. Thanks for popping in the chat. Delta 2857 headed to Harrisburg, Boeing 717. Yeah, well, Aaron, you get to get stuff off high shelves without getting out a step stool, so, you know. We all have our trials and tribulations. Okay, by my count, 174 planes waiting to depart. Which runway is that going to? Yeah, all right. That's coming in from Venice. That was Delta 193 from Venice on a Boeing 767. So you get barely any time to enjoy the ultra obnoxious air horn because the planes, they just won't stop coming. Coming out of the bend here, Delta 742 headed to Seattle, Boeing 757. Whoop, twofer. I need a twofer song or sound effect. Delta 2127 touching down from Greenville, Spartanburg in a Boeing 737. Yeah, Aaron. LOL. I'm short. Yes, Doros, YouTube does put ads in the live stream because that's how we keep the lights on around here. Delta connection 3889 headed to Lafayette, where it is a comfy 97 degrees at the moment. That is, of course, Mitsubishi CRJ-900LR, or the plane that gives Aaron a sad because he bumps his head. Douglas Mitchell giving us the heads up about a flight in from Amsterdam. I will have the air horn ready. Doing us a solid, coming in on the north side. Delta 2739, touching down from Windsor Locks, Boeing 737. I see we are at over 100 in the chat right now. Thanks to everyone for joining us. Newbies, welcome. OGs, hey. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button. And assault that like button. And respectfully turn on notifications. Coming out of the curve, Delta 1008 to Cincinnati, Boeing 737. Douglas Mitchell is an aircraft mechanic for Delta in Atlanta. So you've always got FlightAware up. All right. Thank you for subscribing. We appreciate you. Speedbird, I'm afraid our camera is not going to be able to get that 777 in Chicago, but you know, maybe next time. Little twofer here. This is Delta 2465 coming in from Albany on an Airbus A320. And Delta, I think that's Delta 2990 coming from Jacksonville. Going into, or onto, into, adjacent to. They're landing on the south side is what I'm trying to say. South side, woo. Douglas Mitchell, the aircraft mechanic. I bet you could tell us some cool stuff about planes. Which airplane has the most screws that fall out? Just kidding. Unless that is something we should be legitimately concerned about, then I'm not kidding. Delta 1737, headed Springfield on a Boeing 717. Wheels up there. 422 CDT arrival expected. I don't hate it, Richard. I don't hate it. I don't know. Coming around the bend is... It flows. It flows easily. Is this our little baby who had to take a lap? It is! Hello, little baby. Welcome back. Southern Airways Express 492 coming from Jackson. They were scheduled to land 2 hours ago. I bet that plane is thirsty. I was assessed a 208B Grand Caravan. Getting ready to go here. Southwest, flight 254 to the third ring of hell, Houston, on a Boeing 737 MAX 8. We're going to check in with the temperature in Houston here in a few minutes. Temperatures tend to update right around between 5 minutes and like 1 minute before the top of the hour. So we'll see if it got even hotter. Speedbird, we are a Delta hub. It is Delta Palooza here. It's always going to be that way. But, you know, sometimes we let the other airlines land their planes here. We've had a couple funsies here. Virgin, Qatar/Qatar, a prime plane. Don't see that every day. We let a couple little babies in here and there. Beautiful little babies. Sitting in the curve is Delta 1294 to JFK, Boeing 757. Half a dozen planes right behind it. Douglas Mitchell says the 717 by far. LOL, JK, LOL. But she is a problem child for sure. Ooh, tell me more. Yeah, Abraham, I don't know I don't know what the slowdown is here. But we do have quite a few chomping at the bit to take off right here. In the background, that is Delta 1157 coming in from Key West. That was an A319 headed for the south side. Mr. Smokehouse 6. Oh, gosh. You got my big, deep, dark secret. We have a camera person at the airport. And I am in Metro Atlanta in my studio. Oh, this is interesting. What do we got here? This is Global X, flight 1008, coming in from Lincoln, Airbus A320. It's not so much a dark room, so much as a recording studio. I could turn on another light if that would make you feel better. Oh, interesting. Douglas, I love learning Plane facts, new plane facts, new to me. This is Delta 1294 going to JFK, Boeing 757. Scheduled for a 6:10 EDT arrival there. Cristo and Antonov, hopefully I'm saying that right, checking in from Spain. We are a very busy airport, especially on a Friday afternoon. Ding, top of the hour. It is 4 p.m. Eastern. We are here at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport in Atlanta, the world's busiest airport. I am Jennifer Nittoso. I am your host. We are a new show. We started last week. This is our 6th live stream. So if you're new, we are pleased that you found us. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. Southwest 594 coming in from Little Rock. That's a Boeing 737 MAX 8. Hey, Larry Richards. Thanks for checking in. Keep that in mind. Abraham, we claim to be the busiest airport in the world. For a hot minute or two now. It's never a fun flight when the APU on any plane is on MEL or deferred, but the plane can fly without it, especially not fun in the summer. I understood approximately 40% of that. That is Delta 1965 coming in from Nassau, Boeing 757. No, Sasquatch is coming in, says Darmok. I'm not seeing it quite yet. Hey, little baby. Private flight coming from Columbia, Beach King Air 250. That is Delta 2050 going to Buffalo, Airbus A320. Hello, Ravi. Thanks for joining us. 5 minutes to the Squatch, says Darmok, our official Squatch cider, as decided by me in this moment right now. This is Delta 1739, headed to Austin. Airbus A320. I'm afraid to even click on Austin and see what the temperature is there. 97 degrees in Austin. Friends in Texas are roasting today. Jorge Torres, thank you for joining us. Is it Tondel or Tondel? I bet it's Tondel, but then I'll probably be wrong. Striving to say the names right here at Atlanta Flights Live. This is Delta 791 going to LaGuardia, Airbus A321. Pizza be with you, Chris. Oh, God, I'm the worst. Thanks to our moderator for keeping things friendly in the chat. Appreciate you. This is from the Tree of Planes. Delta 2206 coming from Lexington, Boeing 717. Tondel. Hello? Mimin Ibu? Did I do that right? I hope so. Thank you for joining us. We have lots of people in the chat. Lots of planes on the runways. So if I miss you, it's not intentional. Who we got here? Who we got? Delta 75. Coming from Amsterdam. Airbus A350. Dash 9 Clayton. Coming in a few minutes early. And our Amsterdam flight is on the ground. She big. Really, Douglas? Interesting. We're getting like all the tea, you guys. Hello, Lynn Westbrook. How are you on this fine Friday afternoon? This is Southwest 2879 going to Denver, Boeing 737. Flight to Denver is scheduled for a 5 p.m. Mountain arrival. Richard, are you still here? Because I've got a treat for you. Aaron's cousin used to fly for Delta, the 747. Oh, wow, that's cool. Flying the last 747 into retirement. This is Delta 1934 coming in from Louisville. Airbus A319 there. Yes, Speedbird, we do get some WestJet. All right, Richard, stay with me. I have words for you. I have so many words. Out of the crook and waiting for takeoff. Delta Connection 5350. Headed to Alexandria in a Mitsubishi CRJ 701ER. Thanks for hanging out with us, Abraham. Touching down here, Delta 2270 from Philadelphia, Boeing 757. This is our flight to Alexandria. Mitsubishi CRJ 701ER. Scheduled for a 3:33. Yeah, that math isn't mathing. That flight's gonna be delayed. Are we gonna get a twofer? We might get a twofer. Close, but no cigar. Coming out of the bow. This is Delta 1190. The flight radar has not updated information. What are we doing here? We got two planes on top of each other here. What is happening, flight radar? What are you doing? Okay, maybe that's Delta 1683 to Chicago. I don't know. Flight radar is having a moment. Oh, good. Something coming in from Barcelona. Excellent. Dave Tomlin, we are a relatively new stream, so I am honestly not aware if any of the other shows are aware of us. That was Delta 1117 coming in from Greensboro. I did pop in yesterday to watch some of the 24-hour live stream madness coming out of LA. Seemed like fun. may or may not have helped me fall asleep last night. This is United 204 going to Chicago O'Hare. It's a Boeing 737. Just coming in right behind that United flight was Delta 2934 from St. Louis, Boeing 737. Darmok, as it is only me, it might be a minute before we make that happen, but we have some plans for some special events, some funsies, so just hang in there. And as I mentioned, it's our 6th live stream. We started a week ago yesterday. We're building our show, and you guys are helping us do it. All right, Richard, that one just left the loop. Ooh, we do have a twofer right here. Coming in from Midway, that is Frontier 1355 with Nevada, the Red Fox livery, Squee, Airbus A320. And taking off, Delta 2643 headed to Baltimore, Boeing 757. That was a little $100 bill, Big Frida, sent out to Matt White for the $1.99 super, I believe that's a super sticker. It is a super sticker. It's a suitcase. Matt White, we very much appreciate you. We're a small show, so the donations make a big difference. Thanks for joining us today. This is Alaska Airlines 334 headed to Seattle. Boeing 737 MAX 9. Ooh la la. Not the MAX 8, the MAX 9, you guys. This is Delta 2389 headed to Albany, Airbus A320. Wheels up for Albany. 5:51 EDT arrival expected there. That A320 is 19 years old. friends in the chat if you're brand spanking new. My name is Jennifer Nittoso. I am your host for Atlanta Flights Live from Hartsfield-Jackson in Atlanta, the world's busiest airport. We got a banana alert. Thank you, Matthew White. I hope so too. We can get double bananas here. Double banana phone? Maybe? This is Spirit 1784 coming in from Chicago O'Hare, Airbus A320. Yeah. I mean, we're going to have a little interruption first, but double banana, you guys. Maybe not. I don't know what this other plane is doing. Looks like nothing. So a true and authentic double banana. This is Delta 1437 coming in from Richmond, Boeing 757. Darmok, you have been with me since day one, and I will never forget you. You will always be with me. I'm being a smarty pants for Richard, and he's not even commenting. Coming out of the flexion, Richard. Banana number 2. Oh, wait. Back to that banana in a moment. WestJet 1590 coming from Calgary on a Boeing 737. That's coming in about 10 minutes ahead of time. I see Lima on my radar. But first, Spirit 1435 to Baltimore, Airbus A321. I don't know if we're going to be able to get that Lima flight. I hope we can. Let's see. We were not able to catch that Lima flight. Sorry, kids. Bananas. How about a deviation of departures, Richard? This is American Eagle 4778 coming from DC in an Embraer E175LR. coming out of the curvature of compassion. I will run out of synonyms eventually. This is Southwest 1919, headed to DC, Boeing 737. Let's see what the temperature is in DC. 79 degrees in DC right now. Nice. (737) 7H4 for the Southwest flight. Oh, twofer. Delta 841 from Salt Lake City just landing there. Airbus A321. Aaron, thanks for being with us again today. Have a good weekend. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Word on the street is there's a flight coming from Spain. I had the pleasure of going to Barcelona a few years ago, and I absolutely loved it. Went to Barcelona and Mallorca. We'd go back to either in a heartbeat. Definitely one of my favorite European destinations. Might get a little two for action here. Let's see. Delta 1902 going to Omaha, Boeing 717. Twofer? Maybe? No, but close. Coming out of the TAC. I don't know if that even works right. That is Delta 2163 going to Columbus, Boeing 737. Got two besties in the Richard anointed curve of companionship. First one to go. Delta 1549 headed for Memphis, Boeing 737. Touching down, Delta 2244 from Columbus, 737. This is Delta 374 headed to DFW, Airbus A321. Temperature in DFW, 95 degrees. see we have 131 friends in the chat right now. If you've been lurking, that's cool. Lurkers allowed. But you know, maybe pop in the chat here. Introduce yourself, tell me where you're from. If you are abroad, tell me what time it is where you are. Royals has entered the chat with a green square mouthy dude. Royals a fan of Delta. Well, boy, have you come to the right place. Ah, PA Flyers. Hello. You're not abroad. You're the same time zone as us. I mean, you can tell me what time it is. I'll still say it anyway, but I can work that one out on my own. This is Delta 1452 coming from Minneapolis. Running about 15 minutes behind on this one, Boeing 757. Nice looking shot there. Butter. I feel like maybe I missed something there, but I like butter. We are about halfway through our show here today. So it is time for the halfway through the show stretch where I stand up and shake my hand back and forth to trick my Apple Watch into think I'm moving around. Don't tell. Oh, I'm sorry, Royals. You meant butter. That is something different, but I enjoy that too. Smooth, like butter. I am very much with you now. .1031, we're Royals. Are you a single entity named Royals, or is there more than one of you? Which means you're 6 hours ahead. I'm gonna guess the UK, because I'm a genius. Delta 1727 coming in from Asheville, Boeing 717. Touching down 20 minutes ahead of time. See a banana in the background. Background banana. Okay. Okay, Royals. If by football you mean soccer, which I'm pretty sure you do, which is fine. I watched Ted Lasso. It's all good. Oh, no, the actual football. Germany. You know, with the daylight time, I get a little confused. But you're probably right. Butter. Football. 10:30. Check, check, check. Everybody get their stretchy? Big stretch? Okay, looking at the departures, and once again we have 147 planes getting ready to go. You are watching Atlanta Flights Live. Atlanta's #1 live streaming arrival and departure show. As far as I know, the only one. Hosted by me, Jennifer Nittoso. So we got some El Nino questions. The simplest way to explain El Nino is there are migrations of areas of warm water. And when those migrations happen, they affect broadly the weather pattern around the globe. And if you tell me what part of the world you're in, I can tell you how El Nino will affect you. It makes for cooler, wetter weather in places like Atlanta, generally speaking. It can make for wetter weather, hotter weather. It can have an impact on tropical weather. Oh, thanks, Royals. We're working on it. We are a new show. We just started last week, so we're building. So if you give me a second, I can look at one of my weather nerd maps and tell you generally how El Nino will affect you. It's never going to give you an immediate forecast. What it does is helps identify trends. And it usually takes 9 months, give or take, for El Nino to start and then, well, ramp up and then fade out again. So a strong El Nino could bring a second consecutive winter of above average precipitation, accompanied by landslides, floods, and erosion in California. That's not great news. I know you guys could use the drought relief, but, you know, never all at once is great. Well, Royals with Edric. Well, I could call you Edric. I don't know. I guess I'm lazy and I always look at the first part of the handle and just go with that. This is Delta 964 headed to Windsor Locks, Boeing 737. Anytime, Bobby. Anytime. This is Delta 2599 coming out of the curve of companionship. It's a Boeing 717 going to Madison. Madison is at 72 degrees right now. Have we done a temperature check this hour? I don't think we have. We are now up to 88 degrees with winds out of the northwest at 16 miles an hour, which qualifies as breezy. 15 to 25 miles an hour, the threshold for breeziness. All right. I'm just going to call you Royals. Eddie Royals. Royals Eddie. I don't know. I'm going to let it marinate and get back to you. This is Delta 5081, Delta Connection, operated by Endeavor Air, in a Mitsubishi CRJ 900LR, headed to Shreveport. Twofer. That was Southwest coming in from Baltimore, flight 3276. That was a Boeing 737. But on the way out is the CRJ 900-11. This is Delta 821 headed for Boston. Airbus A321. A380. McCone. Ugh. How about we just do A380? Thank you for joining us. Thanks for finding us. We're new. We're happy to have you here. Waiting in the loop of lucidity. Oof. Is flight 1793 to Providence, but coming in hot here. That's Delta 1431 coming from Raleigh. Boeing 737 for that landing. Chris, that heat index does not sound like my idea of a good time. Big heat dome over Texas, shifting to the east. What's interesting about a big heat dome, a big block of hot air, is if you look in the afternoon on a national radar, you can see the thunderstorms percolating around the edge of it. Well, Royals, we stream live from Hartsfield-Jackson. Live streams are our thing here for now. Me, personally, I also narrate audiobooks and I host a podcast about murder. Oh, little baby. Coming from Savannah. That was a Cirrus SR-22. Still looking at Providence here, 1793, Airbus A320. Was scheduled for a 3:45 departure, so might not make that 6:15 landing. Then again, they might, if the winds are in their favor. Yeah. Chris, it's like almost 20 degrees hotter today than it was the last couple days. Ah, summer in the southeast. Aviation 304, what's up? How are you? Thanks for joining us today. All right, 1793 to Providence. I'm not making that wheels mistake again. Wheels are up there. Bobby, you are bang on. That A320 is 30 years old. Royals, we are looking to stream several times a week. We were able to do 4 days this week. Mother Nature intervened on Wednesday and said, no, I don't think so. So we will be here several times next week. I'm working out the schedule. I will let you know ASAP. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and that way you will get alerts when we are having live streams. Hi, Daniel Ward. Yeah, especially for commuter chaos on a Friday afternoon and for many, a 3-day weekend. So, lots of action. That was Delta 2086 headed to Des Moines that we are watching fly off into, not exactly the sunset, but heading west for the time being. Delta connection, Endeavour Air, 4944 to Chattanooga. Mitsubishi CRJ 701ER. Thank you, Royals. Eddie, we appreciate it. Bobby, today things are quiet. Do we get tornadoes in the Atlanta area? We do, not often, but it does happen. There were quite a few tornado warnings on Wednesday, but they were primarily west and south of Atlanta, more down toward Macon, and then into Alabama. Alabama was getting slammed on Wednesday. This is Delta 840 going to Denver, Airbus A321. So Bobby, if you haven't, you can Google the Storm Prediction Center, or SPC. It's an arm of NOAA. And they will show you maps right on the homepage of areas that are most at risk for severe weather each day. This is Delta 2859 going to Indianapolis, Boeing 737. So, for example, tomorrow there is an enhanced risk of severe weather in Oklahoma City, Tulsa, primarily over Oklahoma. The edge is just getting into the Arklatex and far southern. Sorry, I'm looking at 2 planes, 3 planes, 4 screens. Kansas, that's what I was trying to say. Whew! The brain, it locks up sometimes. Must have Diet Coke. Hey, you know what, Bobby? I feel the same way about earthquakes, so I have never experienced an earthquake. I never want to. It sounds terrifying. 10-4 Royals. This is Delta 2708 going to Pittsburgh. Boeing 737. Wheels up for Pittsburgh. The Earth's crust. She is crusty. Am I right, Bobby? Cargo Lux, huh? Where you at, Cargo Lux? Oh. All of a sudden, a little bit of a lull on our northern runways. Larry Richards, what's happening? Horseshoe? I have no complaints with that. Coming out of the horseshoe, this is Delta 1573 going to Minneapolis. For those of you who were not here earlier, Richard apparently is tired of me saying coming around the bend. So, with the help of thesaurus.com and suggestions from Richard, coming up with some other names for the bend. .757 headed to Minneapolis. You can hear the wind on the camera. It is a little breezy out there. We've got winds out of the northwest at 16 miles an hour at Hartsfield. I hope you are right, Eddie. It's only our 6th show, but, you know, we're increasing viewership every time. I am pleasantly surprised that you all come back to the chat to hear me yap. Make the talky talk with my face parts, which is my area of expertise. Yapping. Hey, Bobby, if you give us a heads up in advance, we will do our best to track Bobby Air. Well, hello, Ross Jin. Welcome to Friday Commuter Chaos on Atlanta Flights Live. We are a new live streaming show. Started last week. I'm Jen. I'm your host. Hey. This is Southwest 960 coming in from DC. Boeing 737 MAX 8. Touching down 3 minutes ahead of schedule. Oh, hello, user. Cool name. Thanks for popping in. Oh, really? That's cool. User just watched himself land on Southwest 594 from Little Rock. Please like and subscribe and turn on notifications so that you can catch us every time we're live. That's Delta 420 headed for DC, Airbus A319. Florencio Lopez, hello. So Bobby, I think my favorite is Frontier because I like all of the cute critters on the tail. I'm an animals nerd, dog dork. This is Delta 2306 coming in from Knoxville. Boeing 717. Round around. Oh, Richard. Richard, I had tea instead of coffee this morning. Somewhat inspired by you. But I did use oat milk creamer, sweet oat latte creamer. I don't know if you would approve of that. Ooh, but it's my favorite coffee creamer right now. I'm a little bit obsessed with it. Jenny has to watch the dairy. It hurts her tummy. So, it's oat milk or die for me. I mean, not die, but oat milk or sad. This is Delta 2483 going to Dayton, Boeing 717. Stacking back up again for the departures. We got a banana alert. Rolling out Delta 2862 going to Oklahoma City. That's an Airbus A320. A 31-year-old Airbus A320. Coming in on the south side, that's American Airlines 1315 coming in from LAX on an Airbus A321. Eddie, very happy to have you here. Enjoy having chatty people in the chat. Take care until next time. Southern Airways Express here, little baby. Cessna 208B Grand Caravan headed to Jackson. Jackson McKellar Sipes Regional Airport, where the temperature is 88 degrees. Which, last I checked, is where we are sitting. Oh, I see you, Banana. I see you. And we remain, for the time being, at 88 degrees at Hartsfield. We're coming up on the top of the hour. Ding! Hey, it me. Refreshing my chat on my other iPad, because I have two in here, because I'm wild, you guys. We've got two planes round and around. Oh, Richard, what are we going to do with that? I think it's funny. There they are, round and around. Southwest is up first. That is 1144 to Baltimore. Boeing 737. Coming in, United 2290, coming from Chicago O'Hare, Airbus A320. And it is 5 p.m. And even though this isn't a radio station, old habits die hard. You are watching Atlanta Flights Live. We are live from Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, the world's busiest airport. I'm Jennifer Nittoso. I'm your host for Atlanta Flights Live. This is our 6th live stream. So if you're just finding us, hey, hi. Nice to have you here. Welcome to the party. If you are brand new and you're not feeling too bashful, say hi in the chat. Tell me where you're from. Tell me if you're planning to have a delicious cocktail this evening, assuming it's evening wherever you are. And if it's not evening and you're having a delicious cocktail, no judgments. Little baby in the foreground. Rolling out. Delta Connection 5506, going to the Golden Triangle in a Mitsubishi CRJ 900LR. Landing in front of it was United 2464, coming from Newark. That United had some nice bright blue colors on it. That Boeing 737 MAX 8 for United is only 1 year old. PA Flyer, word. Michelle Sellinger in San Antonio. Yeah, we've been looking at the temperatures in Texas. That seems very uncomfortable there today. I hope you are hydrating, or better yet, hiding out in the AC. Last I checked, I think it was in Houston, the heat index was 111, which is cruel and unusual under any circumstances. But, I mean, it is technically not even the first day of summer yet, so that's a lot. Let's see what we got here for San Antonio. Oh, my friend, it's even worse. 98 degrees, dew point is 76, your heat index is 112. Ugh. Scotch o'clock, respect. This is Delta 503, going to Portland, Boeing 737. That is Portland, Oregon. 6:58 Pacific arrival expected there. It's very warm here. I don't know that I could do brown liquor tonight. I might, go crazy and have a little rosé. Guess it kind of depends what I'm having for dinner. I would say there's a decent chance it's going to be the rest of the Jersey Mike sub I did not eat before the Duran Duran show last night. Hey, did you guys see my Duran Duran t-shirt? Ooh, pretty cool, huh? The camera's not doing it justice. Michelle, that is a good plan. No notes. This is JetBlue 520 headed to JFK. And yeah, it has a plaid tail. I don't know why. I like it. This is an Embraer E190AR. Cheers, Triple D. Abus, Duran Duran is awesome. They put on a great show last night in Atlanta. PA Flyer. Are you going to that Billy Joel show? Billy Joel is one of my all-time favorites. I have sadly only seen him a couple of times. But he did play the first concert, the first anything, at the Brave Stadium here a few years ago. And our seats were obstructed view by some big speakers. So they put us on the field instead. And let me tell you, that did not suck. It was great. Pure luck, really. This is Delta 901 coming from Cleveland, Airbus A321. I like to go, I used to work for Jersey Mike's back in the day in New Jersey. I was a submarine technician in my youth. I like the club sub, or I like to get one of the like classic Italian subs. And I joke, I am Italian. I just say that to be, I don't know why. So I usually get like the ham, cheese, and capicola. But last night, because we were going to a show, I like went super boring and just got a turkey sub. But I do love my Jersey Mike's. You would think after working there, I would have gotten burned out on it. Nope. User, we have a photog live right now as we speak next to the Renaissance. They are shooting all of the arrivals and departures for us, like this one. Delta 754 coming in from Detroit, coming in about a half hour late, Boeing 737. I am also in Atlanta. I am not at the airport, but I am close by in my home studio, providing the color commentary. There will come a point where I will be out in the field at times, but we are a brand new show, barely a week old. So this is the setup for the time being. So when we are live, but then the streams are available to watch after the fact as well. So if today is not enough for you, we have a 4-hour stream from yesterday. And we have streams from 2 days last week and 2 days earlier this week. This is Delta 2505, headed to Detroit, Boeing 757. Why, thank you, PA Flyer. Your presence is appreciated. It has been a hot minute since we've gotten to do this. We were bananaing all over the place earlier. See if you can get this kind of color commentary anywhere else. I'm just saying. Banana phone. Spirit Airlines 1147 coming in from Cleveland. Airbus A320. That one's only 5 years old. In the, let's see, curvature of camaraderie. Yikes. This is Southwest 3606 headed to LaGuardia, Boeing 737. Waiting for the go sign. Florencio, 103 degrees. Stay hydrated. Stay air conditioned. Thank you, Daniel. I will take a quick look at that on the way in here from the Sacred Tree of Arrivals. Delta 2673 coming in from Cincinnati, Boeing 737-9GP. Touching down about 15 minutes early. There's our Southwest flight, headed for LaGuardia. I don't know that they're going to make that scheduled 5:10 p.m. arrival in LaGuardia. I have my doubts. Oh, really, Bobby? Oh, thank you, LH Triple D. Appreciate that. Appreciate you returning. This is Delta 1539 headed to Tulsa, Boeing 717. (6 p.m. Central Time expected for this flight to Tulsa. This is Jennifer Nittoso, Diet Coke number 3, arriving now in my face. Is it stormy by you, PA? Flyer? 65? This is Delta 1112 going to Chicago Midway, Airbus A319. It is not easy for me to watch all these flights and look at my nerdy weather radar today, guys. Delta 2728 coming in from JFK. That's Boeing 757-2Q8. 26-year-old plane. Got here half an hour ahead of time. Dave Tomlin, we get international landings on the runways that we have been shooting on today. They come in on the south side. There's also the international terminal. So they are definitely not restricted. We had several international flights come in between 3 and 4 o'clock local time. And now it's been pretty much domestic a go-go. We had 3 flights from the UK come in almost back to back. We had a flight from Qatar/Qatar. Somebody help me here with that. I understand that Qatar is like the right pronunciation, but it just hasn't seemed to catch on, so people think it's wrong. I don't know. Input appreciated. We had a flight coming from Venice. We had a couple from Germany, I think. We had at least one coming from Germany. So yeah, the early afternoon hours here seem to be rich with international landings. Oh, Nimrod. No problem. What'd you see? What'd you watch? I have like 12 videos on my phone. You prefer Qatar, but Qatar is right. Yeah, but nobody wants to embrace it. Like, me and Rachel Maddow are the only people saying it on any sort of live program. Joshua LeClaire, welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. Just catching up on my chat over here. Banana parked at the gate there. I'm gonna do a little test on my phone here. Let me see what Google Translate says, because I am curious. What? What'd you say? Okay, that didn't really help. Thanks a lot, Google Translate. Joshua LeClaire, how are you? What's up? What's the temperature where you're at? Oh, Bobby, people definitely have thoughts on their favorite airport. Bobby wants to know what your favorite airport is. 1, 2, 3, go. This is JetBlue headed for the Crook. Bobby likes the airport in Miami. PA Flyer, repping for Zurich. Hello, little baby. Look at that little Cirrus compared to the JetBlue plane behind it. That's Cirrus SR-22. Thank you, Joshua. Much appreciated. Thank you, Florencio. I've been talking for a long time. When I was in first grade, my first grade teacher used to make me wear a chatterbox sign because I talk too much. Joke's on you, Mrs. Jeffrey, because I get paid to talk now, and have for years. I wish I still had that chatterbox sign. I would wear it with pride. Dave Tomlin likes San Francisco. JetBlue 2613 going to LaGuardia. Airbus A320. New friends, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on your notifications. Super chats and super stickers are appreciated since we have no membership fees, no tiers, no gates. You can come right in and start chatting. This is another plaid plane. Does anybody know what's up with the plaid on the tail for JetBlue? Is it just like because, or is there some significance there? Jolly Jumper, thanks for being with us. We appreciate it. Bobby, I hope you'll come back and join us again. It was nice having you here. Air Canada coming out of the curve. Flight 1018 to Montreal. Airbus A220-300. That is a one-year-old plane. Nice and shiny. Hello, D3 from Hungary. Thanks for joining us here at Atlanta Flights Live. Chris with the super chat, thank you so much for the $20. We greatly appreciate you. Oh, you got to get your Big Frida song too. Almost forgot. Any other Big Frida fans in the chat?
You know what I'm saying? When you pull up, you walk in there with the lights
I guess you could say I have pretty varied taste in music. You guys, I love Big Frida. Louisiana in there, Chris. Obsessed with her. Whenever I feel like sad, annoyed, down. I put on some Big Frida and she fixes me right up. If you don't know who Big Frida is, do yourself a favor and check her out. New Orleans bounce music. It is hard to listen to it and be in a bad mood. Delta 2194, coming from the Ham. Bang on, right on time, 5:21 arrival, Boeing 737 there. Rolling out. Delta 942 headed to San Jose, Boeing 737. Only one plane right now in the horseshoe, but a few more stacking up on the back half of the runway. Darmok, which one was the eyeliner plane? What did I miss? There's our friend in the bend. Oh, speak of the devil. Delta 1408 coming in from San Antonio. Melting. Airbus A321 on the ground 6 minutes early. Twofer. Taking off. Delta 2058 to Grand Rapids. Airbus A321. It is 75 degrees right now in Grand Rapids. Winds out of the northeast at 9 miles an hour. Air Canada. Okay. Noted for next time. I mean, now that you say it, and I'm picturing that little, like, slick black swoop, that makes sense. You and your sense making. Distant banana. Oh, we got a UPS plane coming in, says Chris. Be on the lookout for that. Looking at all of my screens, looking at all my nerdy stuff. Oh, speak of the devil, there is that UPS flight. 5540 coming from Louisville. Airbus A300 F4-622R. Right there. Is that a big plane? Seems like it's a big plane. Is that a heavy, you guys? We've got 3 planes approaching the horseshoe. The cul-de-sac of I'm running out of ways to say bend. I'll just say cul-de-sac. How's that? I think I gotta reboot my chat here real quick. There we go. Darmok says that UPS flight qualifies as a heavy. $767 from Houston to Munich on the way to Florence. Question mark in the turnaround? Oh, wait. What? What? What is this I see? Delta Flight 67 coming from Roma, an Airbus A330. That gets you a little pound. If you are new to us, international flights, not from Canada and Mexico though, they don't count. I'm taking the Bahamas out too. They get obnoxious air horn remix. This is Delta 1442 going to Columbus, Airbus A320. Well, it's good that Hartsfield-Jackson is your favorite because that is what we do here. On a day like today, it is definitely popping. This is Delta 1254 to Houston, Airbus A320. That plane is 30 years old, just like me. Oink, oink. Look at that! Feast or famine, friends. Delta Flight 33 coming from London, Boeing 767. Coming down 30 minutes early there. Gearing up to go. Back to the ham. Delta 2484 to Birmingham. Boeing 717. Let's see what the temperature is in the ham. 91 degrees. Winds out of the northwest at 9 miles an hour. Overcast conditions. Oh, it's a threefer. Coming in on the southern runways, Air France 688 from Paris, Airbus A350. Touching down about 10 minutes early there. It's a 2-year-old plane. Airbus A350-941. But yeah, it's been pretty busy today, for sure. I think that is a consequence, both of it being late day Friday, long weekend. Fortunately, the weather has been cooperative. That's our flight to the ham. Boeing 717. And I spy quite a few planes approaching the Horseshoe. Coming in, Delta 1418 from Providence. Flight is about an hour and 15 minutes late. Airbus A320 there. At 717 is an ex-Airtran O-Lane. I might need you to explain the significance of that, Daniel Ward. I am not quite an aviation expert. Real talk. So sometimes I need you smarties in the chat to educate me. This may be one of those times. Coming around the mountain when she comes. Oh, I hate myself. That is Delta 1170. Richard, look what you've done to me. I hope you're happy. This is going to Austin. Airbus A321. 6-year-old plane. Austin, currently sitting at 99 degrees at Austin Bergstrom International Airport. Yikes. Okay. I still didn't understand a lot of it though, Daniel. This is Southwest 957 coming from DC. It's a Boeing 737. Touching down 2 minutes early. Ooh, two for potential right here. Yep. That's 1170 going to Austin. Hello, Dennis Sr. We are currently shooting the north runways, north side of the airport. We are shooting from very near the Renaissance Hotel. So shooting south onto the north runways, but we do catch some of the south runway action as well. Yippee! Peachy the Fox livery. Aw, Peachy. This is Frontier. Flight 2877 going to San Diego. I bet it's nice in San Diego right now. It's always nice in San Diego, right? Ugh, beautiful. 70 degrees. Northwest winds at 11 miles an hour. Even the picture of San Diego International Airport is nice. I have never been, but I would very much like to go. Yeah, that Frontier was a cutie. Delta bought Airtran 717 since Southwest bought Airtran. Oh, okay, gotcha. Southwest only flies 737, so they got rid of the Airtran 717s. Cool, got it. Yes, Nimrod Greeny, thank you very much. 26L and 26R are the runways. American Eagle, 4257. Coming from Chicago O'Hare. Embraer E175LR. We have little twin eagles there. This is American 4778 headed to DC, Embraer E175LR. Coming out of the shoe, Southwest 724, headed to Dallas. Boeing 737 MAX 8. Ooh, it actually says right underneath, brand new. This plane was manifested in January of 2023. touching down. Delta 2282 coming from Nashville, Boeing 737. You know how you know it's a 737? It says so in really big numbers on the tail. Exiting stage left here, Delta 2352 Indianapolis, Boeing 737. Oh, Richard, I very much doubt that. Though I see you and I are the only one playing our nerd round the bend game. Which is fine. P.S. I'm winning, as decided by me. Now arriving, large plume of smoke. Also, background banana. AirTrans 717 is now flying for Delta. Registration ends AT, and the ex-Northwest planes from the Delta takeover registrations end NW. Okay, I'm probably not going to remember that part. But the other stuff, I'll remember. A little bit of a lull here. So why not tell you once again to, oh, so many bananas, so little time. Don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on your notifications so you can catch Atlanta flights live. I am working with my team right now to see what we're going to do for the schedule next week. Just out of curiosity, we did a couple hours on Sunday evening. Is that something you guys would be into? Cool, cool, cool. Delta flight from Tokyo. That was American flight 1008 to Dallas that just buzzed by right there. A321. This is Delta 2178 coming from Newark, Boeing 737. That flight was scheduled for a 4:24 arrival, but I did hear a rumor that it was stormy in the Northeast. Let's take a look at the radar, see what's going on there. Yeah, that'll do it. Got storms moving off of the east end of Long Island now, coming across Connecticut, but ugly looking line of storms off the coast of Jersey. So that was probably slowing things down a wee bit. There is our Tokyo flight, Delta 296. That is an Airbus A350-941, coming in more than half an hour early. So nice long shot of this one. Delta 296 from Tokyo. Airbus A350. Currently 73 degrees in Tokyo. Conditions are clear. It is 6:41 a.m. there. I'm the boss. Yeah, Richard, I'm the boss. Daniel, we saw a flight from Seoul earlier this week, I think. That's an interesting little tidbit. I have never been to Asia at all. Hopefully, eventually one day. So, sound off in the comments if you've been to Seoul. I love Korean TV shows and movies, and I like K-pop. One day. Sooner than later, I hope. This is Delta 2078 coming in from Kansas City. A few minutes early. Boeing 757. Let's say 31-year-old plane. Matthew White, I believe I have at least one K-pop song in my Spotify plane playlist, but the Korean flights are pretty few and far between, so what should I use it for? It's ready. Keyshawn is in a 352 LAX right now, taxiing to 27R. Let's see if we can find you. Where are you at? Funsies when somebody's on the plane. I know, Matthew White, there just aren't that many. So, like today we haven't seen any. So no K-pop. This is Delta 2902. Nope, that was Delta 2902. It was about to take off. This is Delta 1467 coming in from Detroit. Airbus A321. Could we get a twofer? Maybe, maybe, maybe. This is American Airlines 1368 coming from Miami. Airbus A321. This one was due at 5:08. Name. Get the Diet Coke. 5:09. So coming in a little late. We've only got about 15 minutes left together, friends. But boy howdy, there are a ton of flights stacked up to depart here. Boy howdy. Why in the world did I say that? Hello, Sarah J. Willoughby Green. How are you? Thanks for joining us. Where are you from? This is Delta 532 coming in from Seattle. Boeing 737. Twofer. Maybe. Oh, I think so. I think not. Head of the Congo line right now. Congo line. Oh man, you can definitely tell we're coming to the 3-hour mark. Delta 2783 going to New Orleans, Boeing 757. That flight is taking off about 50 minutes late. 50. Oh, hello, in South Carolina. Landing. Delta 759 coming from DC, Airbus A321. Getting a little lag with my flight radar here, so bear with me for a second. I believe that was flight 2800 to Knoxville. Back to the Horseshoe. This is United flight 225 going to Denver, Boeing 737. Hi, James from Tennessee. Thanks for joining us. Ditto, Roberto from Brazil. If this is your first time here, welcome. We're glad you found us. We are on the newer side. We just started doing streams together last week. So this is our 6th live broadcast together. This is Delta 2583 in the Sky Team livery. I mean, that's nice and all, but somebody get me a cute otter, right? This is a Boeing 737 headed to Louisville. Scheduled 7:10 EDT arrival there. Oh boy. I don't think that's an otter. It's an armadillo. Frontier coming in. Hopefully we can catch that once our sky livery gets going. So that's a different Frontier flight. And that is Nevada the Red Fox. Where'd my armadillo go? My armadillo is a little further down the runway. That was arriving from Trenton. In front of our friend the Fox, this is Delta 375 going to Jackson, Boeing 717. .601 Central arrival expected on that flight to Jackson. Godfather 3000. Which plane are you on? Oh, the Frontier with the Fox? This is a first here on Atlanta Streams Live for our 6th ever show together. Assuming that I'm not being foxfished. This is Frontier 2384, headed to Philly, Airbus A320, with Nevada the Red Fox livery. Oh, good night, Triple D. Sorry if I missed you. Have a good night. See you soon. Fairly well. Nevada the Red Fox. So I'm talking with the team, and I think we're going to do a couple hours Sunday evening. That's the plan. Time TBD. Make sure you turn those notifications on, and then you'll know. This is WestJet 1591 going to Calgary. It's a Boeing 737, scheduled for an 8:07 mountain arrival. Calgary right now at 75 degrees, winds out of the west at 16 miles an hour. Still sitting at 88 degrees here in Hartsfield-Jackson. Winds out of the northwest at 13 miles an hour, so the winds have backed off just a smidge. Father's Day special. Delta Connection 4935 going to Lexington on a Mitsubishi CRJ 900LR. That is a 14-year-old plane. It is expected in Lexington at 7:04 EDT. Frontier flight coming in, and it's got a tortoise on it. There it is. Frontier 1573, featuring Mojave the Desert Tortoise livery, coming from Baltimore. That was an Airbus A320, coming in a half hour ahead of schedule. Coming out of the cul-de-sac, Delta 2879, headed to Chicago O'Hare, Boeing 757. outbound international flights for Sunday evening. Maybe I will get to play a little K-pop. (757) to O'Hare, rolling out now. Up. Double. That was Delta 322 coming in from Boston in an A321. But that is wheels up for our flight to O'Hare. Look at all those planes, you guys. Everybody's looking to get out. Gang, we've got about 3 minutes left before we wrap things up, so if you have any last minute requests, original poetry, Duran Duran requests, it's now or never. Hi, more cowbell. Excellent handle. This is another flight to O'Hare, this time United 222, Boeing 737. Which one did I slip in? I'm like delusional with synonyms for bend at this point. I believe we can get a couple more here before we sign off for this evening. The line for departures is very deep right now. Very deep indeed. Hello, Daniel Yeager. You are catching us in literally the last minute of our show tonight. But we're going to do a couple hours on Sunday night. So make sure you turn on your notifications so you can catch us again on Sunday. Thinking about doing a couple hours Sunday night, couple hours Monday morning. Got to talk to the team, see if everybody's cool with that. If you have those notifications on, you will know. It is 6 p.m. here at Hartsfield-Jackson International, the world's busiest airport. And our 3-hour show for today is coming to a close. Remember to like, remember to subscribe, remember to turn on your notifications, remember to hydrate, remember to eat your vegetables, remember to listen to Duran Duran from my phone. All right. For Atlanta Flights Live, I'm Jennifer Nittoso. Thank you, everybody.